Dude, how did you get here?
I think a lot of hard work, and then also I'd say a little bit of luck. You know, some things lined up just perfectly because I'm a normal guy, actually probably below normal, and struggling, working jobs, trying to figure it out, taking care of a family of 4 kids, and trying to figure out life and how to survive. And then worked in the oil and gas industry. Price of oil dropped, and that's really what led me into getting on social media. And back before, we'll say back when you could grow, which I didn't even understand that. I just was encouraged by some friends to post some shooting videos on social media. So I did, and some of them got a pretty good amount of attention. And then it kind of snowballed from there. Companies were offering me, hey, we want to send you this, get your opinion on this product or whatnot, which the life I had lived before, that was actually really exciting, because some of these things were stuff that I was never going to afford.
You wouldn't have access to.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And so I got different products, and that's where I kind of learned some things within the industry. And I shared my thoughts about stuff, right? And
you mean social, like on social media?
Yeah, on social media. And that's where I kind of learned I did feel pressure, even though there really wasn't a lot of actual conversation telling me. I just knew that I had something to me that was very expensive.
Internal.
And so I was just like, hey, I want to reciprocate by saying good things. I do feel like I was genuine in my opinions about anything that I did talk about very briefly. And if there's a problem, I'd reach out to them.
Yeah.
So, and there's been lots of stuff that I've sent back. So they said, hey, I'm not here to hurt you, but I'm also not here to peddle something that I don't.
You don't believe in?
Yeah. Well, the issue with that is if somebody does that, you tend to end up being kind of the customer service point of contact that people are angry with. So anyway, through getting that, I was like, this is awesome. I've got all this stuff, but I still can't pay my bills very good.
Yep.
And I'm like, I've got my own ideas. I'm going to do this part-time. I've got some design thoughts because I've always bought holsters for, whatever gun I was going to carry. And I always ended up cutting them up.
Not being totally happy or satisfied.
just modifying them a little bit. I was like, I wonder if I can, do this, because the different jobs I've had require different attire. Some I, sold insurance. I'd have to wear like dress clothes, suit and tie, and other ones I was typical labor type stuff. So, and then some I was not allowed to carry at my job, and nobody makes that decision for me. So I had to carry differently, to be more discreet with it at those jobs. So I was always modifying stuff. And so I was like, hey, I've got my own ideas. These are things that I've tried and I've seen. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. These are failure points that I could address this way or whatnot. So I did that with the intention of going, I'm going to supplement my income and be the guy in the garage. And so I just launched on social media, on Instagram. And within 2 weeks, I was full-time, which was super cool.
That is pretty cool.
And the process of what it took to push me to be full-time, it wasn't like, anything like we're doing now. It wasn't a massive amount, but it was enough that I needed all the hours of all the days. So, because the process that I had to start with, because I funded this with $500. And then was just rolling money back into it, and then slowly starting to upgrade our equipment and supplies and becoming more efficient. So that's kind of how it started. We did have to shut down, I think, a month or two in, where I just, said, hey, the books are full. Like, I can't take any more orders and whatnot. And, you get put under the fire.
Right.
And what's cool about that is, I've done 20 plus hour days for companies, and doing it for yourself, you're still smoked, but you're more excited about it than anything, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of fun to experience that, where you're like, holy crap, this is working. This is doing well. And then how do I make sure that I don't screw this up?